chocolates from Deanna Corby. As you can see, everyone's names up here. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
I got my readers.
All right. We're here for them. We're here for the injustice that the Canton Police Department has put on them, put on their families, put on Aiden, put on Karen, put on all of them, all of them. We're all one big family and we're all here for them. Thank you, Kendra. Oh, yeah. There you go. That's right. So I'm just going to read this real quick, get it out of the way, because Deanna put a lot of time and thought into it. So I just want to read it on Deanna Corby, Canton 9. Okay. Deanna, forgive me if I screw it up. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is warm and full of hot chocolate. Erica rocks. I, and on behalf of the other members of the Canton 9, would like to express our sincerest gratitude. We are incredibly grateful for the overwhelming support we have received over the past few weeks. It is truly extraordinary to witness the power of empathy, compassion, and unity when they converge. It is remarkable. We thank you. The complaints made against us are an alarming reflection of the misuse of power and the manipulation of legal mechanisms commonly known as lawfare. It is deeply concerning to witness individuals exploiting laws intended to protect and serve the public for their own personal gain. It is extremely disappointing to witness attempts to suppress this essential freedom, which lies at the core of a democratic society. Brought against the 9 of us are unfounded and lack. We are all confident in our legal position and will fiercely defend against these frivolous allegations. We hope you stand with us as we commit to upholding the principles of free speech, even in the face of adversity. We wish you luck today. Stay peaceful, stay resilient, and be kind. Lots of love, Canton 9. I'm going to bring up Paul. We all know Paul. He's been great with the overpass coordination and everything. So Paul wants to say a few words. Everyone, Paul!
You ever go to a comedy show and they have the headliner and then they put the other guy up first? That's me. Listen, thank you everybody for coming up here. I want to give a big shout out to Tracy and Dana, who made all these signs back here for the Canton 9. Beautiful. I don't want anyone to forget why we're here. It all started because a Boston police officer was murdered on 34 Fairview
I'm supposed to speak. When I go speak, can you
that's what got us started here.
I'm live, so.
And then they tried to
I'll just
pin
hand
it
it off
on
to you. Okay. Look
a
for
lady,
the alien
Karen
on the
Reed.
stage. I'll hand it to you.
Can
they hear us?
As we know, is factually innocent.
That's fine. Yeah. Cool.
Then we had an investigative reporter
I knew you'd help.
reporting the facts, and they arrest him to silence him. Then we had 9 individuals, the Canton 9, sitting on a sidewalk, holding signs in support of free speech, and they were summoned to court. That's what brought us here. And I want to remind everybody, tomorrow morning, a 17-year-old juvenile has a hearing tomorrow with a felony charge because the Canton police have their own version of the First Amendment rights.
There's only one version of the First
So let's
Amendment.
make sure we keep him in mind tomorrow. He's going there, and it's his last year of school. He's applying for colleges, and he has to deal with this. So, I'm just super excited that everybody came. You guys have seen me on the pages. I'm very passionate about this. But listen, I'm a small P in this thing. I am. We're all together. We're a big voice, and that's why we're here. So that's really all I got to say. Thank you very much. Free Karen Reed.
Just real quick, Paul mentioned it. It did start with the murder of John O'Keefe. So this is the most quiet I'm going to ask you to be today. And let's just bow our heads and give a moment of silence for John. Thank you, John. You didn't... We're the... Sorry, I'm getting choked up. You're the reason we're here, and you didn't die in vain. Woo!
Justice for John! Justice for John! For John!
All right. Let's bring him up. Aiden Carney's here. Wait. This is the man who started it all. He started it all. We would not be here if it weren't for this man, okay? They can say, oh, we started investigating it a long time ago. Blah, blah, blah. No, this is the guy. This is the guy right here.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. You might be wondering why I'm carrying this tape measure with me. It's like there's a lot of people in this town who are very scared of me. I know I'm a really threatening person, so they're really scared of me. So I just want to make sure they're safe. So I just need to be able to measure 100 feet at any moment's notice in case any of them get scared. I did notice that one of them seems to have parked his car over here, intentionally going to the exact place that I would be at, even though he's really scared and he's really intimidated, and he definitely doesn't like it when people say bad things about his pizza or his chicken parm. He gets really sad about that. So we want to make sure his feelings matter a lot. He's the most protected person in the United States of America. He's the only person in the free country that you cannot protest. There are currently now 10 people now who are facing felony charges simply for the act of doing the most American thing you could possibly do, and that is protest as free citizens living in a free country, and we can't let that stand. So what is happening in Canton right now and in the last few months is one of the greatest injustices I've seen in American history, and I'm not being hyperbolic about that. What is happening here should be national news. Just to review everything that's happened.
Right.
Someone was murdered in this town, a Boston police officer at that. An innocent woman had her civil liberties taken from her after she was framed for murder by the very same people who we trust to arrest bad guys and put them in jail. The system that was designed to do that betrayed not only her, but all of us and the trust that we put into it by putting her in jail, charging her with a murder that they know damn well that she did nothing to do with, in order to protect the scumbags who are sitting in that house across the street right now, hiding, and peering out windows. I can see the curtain open there. Oh, is that Chris? I hope he's okay, guys. I hope he's safe. I hope he's feeling safe in there, because he feels really unsafe. John O'Keefe probably felt unsafe that night when he was cornered inside his house by Chris Albert's family members, who proceeded to beat the shit out of him. And instead of calling 911 when he started convulsing, they plotted to throw him out in the lawn to finish him off, figure out how long to die in cold, and then frame an innocent woman after the fact. And we should all have a problem with that, and we do have a problem with that. I didn't even know this was going on until April of 2023. So much for, if the defense was paying me, they should have started a lot earlier. I mean, we could have done this a long time ago, but I guess they started paying me, they want to say, in April of 2023, when I read the undeniable, irrefutable evidence that Jennifer McCabe Googled how long to die in cold at 2:27 in the morning. That did happen. It's a fact. It's not up for debate. She did do that. And because we all have the audacity to have a problem with that, I started writing about this. And obviously you all became very interested in it because it's that outrageous. It's the biggest story I've ever written. And no story has elicited this type of activism and outrage because of just what an injustice it is. And I thought from day one that they were just going to drop this. I said, they can't go forward with this. But when I saw them put their, foot to the pedal, I realized this is actually a lot worse than I initially thought when I wrote part one of the story. This is actually a million times worse because they're just going to keep going now. They don't care how many people know that they did this. They just don't care. And their immediate response to that, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, well, now they're only doing this because I'm writing these words on the internet and I'm going on my show and saying these things, but it's not happening in front of them. Well, that changed in June when I started showing up to court, or in May, when I started showing up to court and asking questions of people who had the audacity to go to court with their Justice for JJ Walmart buttons on and pretend like they give a shit about John O'Keefe's family, when in fact they participated in murdering him. And I couldn't believe that no other media is gonna ask these people questions. Well, I will. So I did show up, and I started asking them relevant questions about why they Googled how long to die in cold and why they didn't come outside the house when Karen Reed got there and was hysterically screaming outside. And they had nothing to say, and then they stopped showing up. And they want to go on living life like it's completely normal, like they didn't kill a person. Well, I have rights too. And I can go to public sporting events, even if it is a high school lacrosse game, and I can walk to the top of the bleachers, and I can ask you these questions for 5 minutes, and then leave voluntarily, which I did. And then I can hold a peaceful protest in your town, and I can go from door to door, standing outside for 7 minutes, explaining what the homeowners did to cover up a murder. You can do that in a free country, but they don't think you can. They think that because they have all the guns and they make all the rules and they have the badges and they have the gavels, that they can do whatever they want and they can trump up these bogus charges, and that's all this is. These charges are just a way to protect those scumbags across the street diagonally from us. They're trying to make those scumbags feel more comfortable so that they know that they can murder with impunity, that they can kill with impunity. And I was here on July 22nd, 2023. It was one of the most peaceful, nicest days ever. Families were out, you name it. People of all ages, shapes, sizes, whatever. Everyone was here. And we didn't see a single Canton police officer the entire day. Yet now they want to have us believe that this was some sort of gang witness intimidation tactic that apparently the police in this town, they knew about well in advance, that they put cameras up, but they couldn't put any cops out there to stop this act, even though they thought that it was allegedly illegal. It's garbage. It's bogus. They know it's bogus. The whole purpose of this is just to take my devices, find out who I'm talking to, find out who's giving them information, find out who the good cops are who are ratting on the bad cops so that they can make their life miserable, etc. And when I got arrested, right, a lot of people figured, well, it's just because he's, because he's Turtle Boy, because he's got this platform and thousands of listeners and all this stuff, and he's got influence, but it's just about him. Well, that was proven wrong on November 5th of 2023, when 9 regular, random effing citizens went down on a public sidewalk on the busiest street in town, this street, as a matter of fact, Washington Street, in the middle of town, and stood there with signs, really controversial signs that said stuff like justice, which is apparently now a crime in the town of Canton to peacefully protest on a public sidewalk because you are within eyesight of an elected official, a very, very sensitive elected official who is sad and scared, okay? He's really sad, I know, he's really sad. He's got a tough life, guys. Chris Albert has a really tough life. He grew up in this town from a well-connected family. His brother's working inside as a cop. He's got another brother who's a Boston police officer. He's got another brother who had a swimming pool. I don't, it's not there anymore. But I guess that's his life accomplishment. Yeah, he doesn't have to pay any taxes. He can make mediocre chicken parm, and the welfare pizza shop will keep getting subsidized by all the McAlberts who feel bad for him because no one wants to buy his mediocre chicken parm. And he's got a really tough life, you know. And when you read Chris Albert's arrest report from when he killed a man in 1994 named Peter Berger, he killed him and left him to die, and most likely sobered up and saved himself for more years in prison. When you read how entitled Chris was when he was being questioned by the Massachusetts State Police in 1994, and they didn't ask him, were you drinking? Which would be the first thing that crossed my mind, right? You realize that, oh, this is generational. Like, this is just, he raised his son to be the same way. An entitled punk, right, who the law does not apply to because the police have his back. And they're not going to be treated like you all, right? Look at the way that the Canton 9 have been treated, and I have been treated, and compare that to the treatment of Colin Albert, who was inside 34 Fairview Road when he was inside 34 Fairview Road when John O'Keefe was brutally murdered. Whether or not he's the one who delivered the fatal blow doesn't matter. He was inside. And he was never once questioned. He's been protected by his close friend who's known him since the day he was born, Michael Proctor, who he was in a wedding party with in 2012. And these people, these are criminals. And we have the audacity to call them out and call them exactly what they are and exercise our voices. And they're trying to lock us up because they're trying to shut us up. Well, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. We're not going to shut up. I'm facing 9 felonies in Canton. I don't care. I'm just going to keep going. They don't scare me in the least bit because I know a year from now, I'm not going to be the one with charges on my name. But a lot of them are. And so I hope they know that across the street right now. I hope they know that enjoy this Christmas because it might be your last one as a complete McAlbert family. Unless they do, I don't know if they do Christmas in federal prison. We'll find out. You might have to Google that one. But again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who comes out. Getting arrested does kind of suck. It wasn't fun. That wasn't what I was planning on doing on that Wednesday. But just the hearing all the honking outside of court the whole time because I'm like, I didn't have a chance to tell anyone. And I get down there and I see it's the McAlbert Mafia in the courtroom. And I'm like, okay, so they got the heads up and our people didn't. But then the whole time I'm standing there in shackles and I hear honking the entire 45-minute arraignment as Ken Miller was reading out my greatest hits. And, I was like, when's the bad part coming? When does the crime happen? I'm like, this is just... This sounds like something we put on a remix here. Like, this is good stuff. This was funny. But again, I couldn't do it without the support of you all and the moral support that you give me. It keeps me energized. And just seeing all you people giving up your Sundays right now to be here, I really, really appreciate that. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I can't thank you enough. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Woo! Who's fired up? Who's fired up? Real quickly, we have a lot of people here from far, far away. I want to do a little contest here. Who's from out of? Where are you guys from? Where you repping? Where you repping? Anyone from out of the country? Anyone from out of the country?
Out of space.
All right, well, we got one guy here. Mark DeFore came all the way from Florida. This guy, say hello to Mark. That's dedication right there. Tell him why.
I believe. This is amazing. Why am I here? I heard about this in April. I was listening to the Greg Hill show. I listen to it all the time down in Florida, and they mentioned it. And then I read Aiden's thing, and it just blew my mind when I read some of the documents. And it's kind of funny. I sit here, and they're in their home just like Brian stayed that night,
That's
you know?
right. That's
It's unbelievable.
right.
If I was innocent, I would be out here,
Howard.
you know? And I tell everybody, the eye test from where I sit and look at this is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So you guys have inspired me. This is fantastic. What a crowd. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a safe trip back.
Mark.
Woo. All right, are you ready? Because we're going to bring up Rita. Rita Lombardi, everyone. Rita Lombardi.
Rita.
I don't trust him. No. I like to be at your level. Listen, I want to thank you all for coming out from all over where you came out. You know, we really appreciate this. The people from Canton that aren't here today do appreciate you guys coming out supporting us. It's really an incredible movement that Aiden has started. And I just want to reiterate, we are peaceful protesters. We have fun when we peaceful protest. We laugh and smile when we peaceful protest. And when people drive by and give us that Albert middle finger salute or shout some obscenities, we just smile and blow them a kiss. But we do not engage in any negative violent behavior or bullying. We just don't do it. So, and anytime somebody honks, just to let you know, we cheer because we love it. And we try to get them to beat the horns as we do it. So, anyways, really appreciate you guys being here. And a lot of what I was going to say was already said by the previous guest, which is great, which just leads me down to the meat and potatoes, which is right where we are. And we're here to defend our First Amendment rights, which are under assault by new interpretation of the Mass State Law 268-13A. I just learned this. So, in that, okay, that law is under assault with new interpretation because people that we consider not witnesses in that law, we consider them potentially criminal accomplices. So it all depends which word you put in that law, how you read that law and interpret that law. So if you interpret those people as witnesses, you know, it still doesn't apply. But in any event, our rights under the First Amendment are under assault. And people have been trying to silence us since Aiden got this momentum going in April. And he has grown tremendous momentum with this story, not by telling things that are unsubstantiated. Aiden, unlike other people, see that? Look at that love. We love it. Aiden has been reading the court filings. The court filings. Those are factual documents, or they're supposed to be factual documents. He has read the court filings to his audience viewers. He has reenacted some of the scenarios that were put forth. They just don't make sense. And everything he has put forward is fact. And people are trying to discredit him and discredit this movement. And we just want justice. We just want justice, using our voices to get justice. And there have been so many ways leading up to today that people have tried to silence the people of this movement. And just to read a few of them, you know, I just want to get here because I had a whole long list here, but just because there have been a lot of ways to try to silence us. So in the spring, we had a lead detective. His wife began calling people's places of business, trying to get them terminated for simply voicing their First Amendment right of free speech. And I've never heard of that before, where a detective's wife does that. But in this case, we did have one. That didn't work. Some people may have had some issues with their calling, but that didn't work. Sean McCabe sends a message to Turtle Boy and tells him that he's going to be buried under Auntie Bev's cottage. But that is apparently not a threat, but it's a threat to the normal person. The 722 rally, which was peaceful. Not only was it peaceful, it was fun. If you look at the videotape, Aiden took all the people through the town of Canton in a very peaceful and productive way. protest against the injustice that was happening against Karen Reed. That was peaceful. But later we find out that it was intimidating to one of the witnesses who wasn't really in her house because she was in Maine the day before because people had pictures of her. So that was supposedly an intimidating thing, and it wasn't. And there wasn't a police officer in sight. So if there was anything wrong with that rally, believe me, they would have been there to address it. Then we had the Board of Select meetings because we have Chris Albert, who's also somebody that was at the home the night that John was murdered, decided in January 2023, after years of not paying taxes and minimal voting or whatever, he decided it was good to run for the Select Board. So he's on the Select Board, and citizens are going to the Select Board looking for answers for questions that they had and police protocols to help understand what happened in this murder investigation. And the chief was there and called out 3 people who were other board members who were speaking out and said that they were potentially criminals. And that's not true. And that's another method to try to silence people. Michael Morrissey's account on 8/25, he gave the speech. And beyond me, I don't know how he could have given a speech that completely contradicted the court filings in what he said. And then we have fake media accounts by some of the wives and whoever involved in this, attacking good citizens. We had the Select Board stop hearing public comments to quiet us, to silence us. We said no. What did we do? We used our voices. We went to the town hall. We took out a petition for a special town meeting, and we had audience with them. They refused audience with us. All we wanted was to meet. They refused, so we got a special town meeting. But when we got the special town meeting, that wasn't good enough. They had to look at the petition and tell us that a signature or 2 was forged. But there's no evidence of that. We believe it's probably somebody in the family who signed for their other family members. But made a big deal about that. One thing I forgot to mention is the 4 threatening letters that 4 women got, myself included. I now have a security system on my house. And that was sent to us to silence us. All these things are sent to silence us. Why do we have to be silenced if the truth says that Karen Reed did this? Because the truth is Karen Reed did not do this. And so when all of that stuff failed, the next resort was to charge Turtle Boy on October 11th, Aiden, on felony charges for simply trying to interview witnesses. You want to call them witnesses? They can call them witnesses. We think that based on the facts that we know, that they are criminal conspirators. But, you know, if they want to call them witnesses, go ahead. But that's not a reason to charge Aiden. And they also took his words out of context. Who should be arrested for fragments of sentences that they said? Everything was taken out of context to silence him. And I even heard there was a party with about 40 people when they thought they silenced him. They did not silence him. We get stronger. When they try to silence us, we grow. We just grow. Okay? And when that was in effect, we won't quit. And then, right after the special town meeting, and people were intimidated to go to the special town meeting. And right after the special town meeting, people who protested, 9 people protesting outside D&E Pizza right down the street, just holding signs, just like you and I right now, have been summoned to court for felony charges for protesting for a new interpretation of Massachusetts law. So we cannot allow this new interpretation of Massachusetts law to stand. It jeopardizes our freedom of speech. When you have witnesses that are really potentially not witnesses, they're more than witnesses, then you cannot bend that interpretation to fit the scenario that you're looking for. You just can't do it. So that's what I have to say right now. And so what I'm hoping we all do is we line the streets, we show our signs, and we get loud. All right, Tracy. And do not fight back. Kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. Okay? Kill them with kindness. We are peaceful. Every single one of us, and we remain peaceful. We're better than them. Okay, and Tracy. Anyways, thank you all. And listen, I just want to applaud the parents who brought their younger children. This is for you guys. We are doing this for the next generation.
That's
We
right.
want you to live in a free country. We want you to be able to use your voices. And this is an awesome lesson for all of you. So thank you all for coming.
Rita, 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 Rita. Thank you, Rita. And that's great parenting, by the way. I just want to let everyone, what? Hi, Paul. I just want to let everyone know that Meredith, one of the Canton 9, has, she brought, well, she's not here, but she brought the ornaments for Free Karen Reed, Free Turtle Boy, and Free the Canton 9. They're all over there. So if you want to buy some, they're over there. Also, QR codes, don't forget, for donations. These legal fees are really big. And there's also a little jar for spare change. Real quick, I want to bring up Jessica. Where's Jessica? She's Canton number 10. She's the only one that did not get summoned because of what was on her sign, believe it or not. Ready, Jess? Here she is.
All right, Jess.
Hello, random fucking citizens. Here we are. I'm back. All right, so my name's Jessica Swedeen. I'm one of the 10 Cantons. I'm not here to speak on behalf of Canton 9. I'm actually here to speak. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I'm back. Woo! Woo! All right, so I'm here because my name's Jessica Swedeen. I am one of 10 of the Canton. I am not here to talk about the Canton 9. I'm here to speak to them directly. Eyes on me, guys. We're here for you. We are going to sit here and we're going to fight for you. All these people, you see them? I know you're watching on my live. I see. All these people right here, they're for you. We're here for you, and we ain't going to stop. We have no quit, and we are not giving up. Woo! 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 I'll be at every court date, every text message, every phone call, I will answer, and I will not give up on you guys.
Yes.
Let's do this. Zoom in on the hat. Zoom in on the hat. Justice is coming.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do this. Woo!
Tracy. I'm not a speaker. Where's Paula, Tracy? I don't do this. Rita, come in. Tell a joke.
All right, let's see your signs. Show your signs. Oh, look at this. Oh, won't be signed. Love it. Oh my God, this is so great. Oh my God, awesome. All right, now where's Dane? What are we gonna do? Oh, Tracy, here you go. Here's Tracy.
I'm very busy. We got a big line over there for the ornaments. Thank you so much, you guys. Let's see. Mike, what do you think? Mike Crawford, the young
All right,
Jurks.
Mike.
Let's
go,
this
kid.
guy. Look at this guy. Take it away, Mike.
Wow, thank you. I don't have too much words, but the support is what matters here. I've been involved in a lot of campaigns over the years, whether they be politics or for cannabis or other issues. I've never seen anything like this in 25 years. You guys is what the difference is. Turtle Boy and you guys. So I just want to hear for you, all of you. Well, let's hear it for the Canton residents first, who bravely stood up. Yeah. Let's hear it for Turtle Boy.
Where is he?
Yeah.
There he is.
And let's hear it for the Canton 9, especially.
Yeah.
And Karen Reed, too. She didn't take the crap. And most of all, like, there's a lot of us, like me, from out of town. They say, well, our voices don't matter because we're from out of town. This affects everybody in Massachusetts. If you live in a city or town in Massachusetts, If you are on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, if you run a Facebook group, if you run a live streaming podcast like I do, this affects you. I have a say. I matter. All of our voices matter. So let's hear it for everybody who has been stepping up on this. Yeah, our voices do matter. Our voices matter. And I also want to point out, like, so many people have been stepping up with the fundraising. Like Nick Rocco, Jenna Rocco. I could go on and on and on. Meredith. I mean, I'm going to miss people. That's why I don't want to say a lot of names today. But there's so many of you who stepped up. People in Canton, again, I got to mention, like, the O'Donnells, the two O'Donnell women's. Yeah. And Rita. Let's hear it for Rita. And all the Canton residents have stood up and spoke at these select board meetings. Showing up. Yeah, Angela. You know what we're talking about. Jennifer. The two Jennifers. So many of them. So that's all I want to leave it on. Yeah, let Tom. The different shows. I see Dubs here. There's all kinds of shows here, too.
Kathleen.
The Galera. Who else?
Kathleen
Howley.
LTL.
I could keep going. LTL, yes. There's so many people who are stepping up. So that's all I want to leave it on. Let's just do three things. Continue to get the word out. Bring more people next time. And make sure we continue to fundraise. Free Turtle Boy, free the Canton 9, and free Karen Reed. Keep funding those defense funds. That makes a difference too. That's the biggest thing you can do. All we can do, we're not trying to solve something. It's already been solved. This guy over here solved it. We're trying to support it. Just keep supporting. Support, support, support. Let's hear it for all the support. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, let's get a shout out. Woo!
Thank you.
Let's give a shout out to not our bloggers, our investigative journalists online, our YouTube friends. Speaking of, let's bring up Dubs, Erin from Unsafe Spaces.
Jesus God. All right. I'm short. Can you see me now? What's up, everybody? Holy shit. I never thought there would be 3 people who would listen to what I have to say. But how many of them are you? How many people are here? Raise your signs. Yell. Yell. Yes. Woo! All right. I don't have anything. All I have to say is I don't get to talk much on our show. Dave usually takes all the words right out of my mouth, but I guess all I have to say while I'm up here is that the First Amendment is what makes this country awesome, and I think we need to keep standing up, keep raising your voices, because that's the only way that anyone's going to listen to anything that we have to say. So keep it loud, keep it proud. And justice for Karen, justice for the Canton 9, justice for John. Let's go, guys.
Thanks, Dubs.